it's Ronnie and welcome to my channel and to Saturday Stash Dive. I am creating this layout at a Redefined Creative Winter Stash Bash, and all she showed us was this on the left hand side that I'm doing right now, and the other part was blank. And then she ended the class for the day. It was something to get started on, kind of like homework. And so, yeah, um, mine is similar to hers, but it's different too because I had some stamps, and I'm going to use them. They're like I think my favorite stamps of all time. I love those stamps. They're by Stampin' Up, and they're the old wooden ones, but I still love them. I no more got started on this and decided I needed a bigger circle, so I had to use my Creative Memories cutter to make one bigger. But I'm going to cascade them, isn't that a nice word? Cascade them down the left-hand side. And all I'm doing is, well, I started out using repositionable adhesive, but you will see me pull out the ATG gun because it didn't stick good to start with. And once I used them a few times, they didn't stick at all. And there's my stamps. They're just called simple shapes is all they're called. And they have solid circles and squares and rectangles and just hollow ones where it has the outline. And I'm going to use, I think, both of the circles. I'm pretty sure both. Yeah, I am. It's been a while since I've done this. It was February. So I'm going to have to think a little as I'm going along here. I started out with one picture. You've seen it laying there over on the right hand side. You don't see it no more because I changed my mind. I did this the next day. I barely started it on the day that she, said that was the last thing, and we were going to go home, kind of, sort of. But yeah, if it was a real class, we would have went home. But anyway, I went ahead and stopped then and went back the next day. And by then, I changed my mind on the photo. You will see it soon, but I haven't got it pulled out yet. But you will see it as soon as I pull it out. It might be just my opinion, but I think the rubber stamps stamp a lot better than the poly whatever ones do. I have to stamp them 4 or 5 times, and I have the, platform. And I can see where I'm stamping them, but I still got to stamp them several times just to get as crisp of a stamp as I do with the rubber ones. Now, I may not know exactly where I'm putting them, but they do stamp good. Now, this technique with the circles and inking around the edges and kind of make them look like a bubble is fun on a bathtub layout. And it's also fun if you punch the circle out and then take your template, as I would call it, and use it for your circle instead of the actual circle. And then you brush inward and it has the bubble itself kind of inked around the edges then instead of the outside of it. And there's my photo, and it's of Reagan, and she was at her great grandma's house, and I was picking them up, and they were riding bikes when I got there. So nothing big, but yeah, I had to take her picture. I did decide to use scraps on my layout, and I cut triangles out for another layout. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was probably the Stash Bash, but I'm not sure what layout it was offhand. But I pulled all the scraps out and was deciding how to use them. And I was checking to see which one was bigger, the lighter blue or the darker blue. And I think they're the opposite on the opposite side, I think. I'm not sure. No, they're solid. So they came from the package of color cardstock that goes with the collections. And this collection that I'm using is Good Day Sunshine. And I'm going to pull out a pink, and I'll have to cut it in 2 parts because it's not big enough. Well, it might be that one laying right over there. To the right, I'm going to run a strip down between the 2 blues to give it a little something to carry over the colors from the striped part over into that solid, more solid part. More solid. It's not solid, but more solid. And I was looking to see how far my picture needed to be over for me to cover that and decide, yeah, it'd be okay to put that there because, I was wanting that color there. So, yeah, I'm not going to make it very wide, but I'm going to just run it down seam, the seam between the two. And I'm going to come up short maybe half an inch. I think maybe half an inch. It wasn't very much, but yeah, I'm using my T-square ruler just to make sure I get straight. But yeah, just wanted it there. That's all it was. I just wanted it there. I thought I needed to bring those colors over. It just looks so solid on the right hand side compared to the other side. You just seen it really don't go with anything. I don't have any papers to go with it. It's photoplay, and I was looking for something else on Amazon once, and it popped up $1.99, and free shipping because I have Prime. So I had to throw it in the cart and get it, and I really like it. It's got all kinds of little phrases on there and much more. And I wish I had some paper to go with it, but I'm still using it. I did think about putting my banner, my sticker banner, straight down on my layout. But then I thought if I put foam tape behind it and kind of fold it over a little bit on twine, that would look more dimensional, of course. I think I said that kind of funny, but more dimensional. I'm not even going to try to say it again. I probably said it better the first time around, but yeah, I'm putting the foam tape behind it and the twine and going to string it across there. And yeah, I'm pretty slow at it, aren't I? I thought I cut most of it out. Well, they say the proof is in the pudding. Yeah, the video shows I didn't cut most of it out. But I'm just going to let the twine hang down. I considered putting little bows on each end, and then I just decided I wanted it to hang down instead. And that's going to be my title. And I am going to, I'm going to fussy cut, but I know I cut most of that out. I know I did. I didn't fall down on the job on it, I don't think. But I'm going to put some in those bubbles there just to make more dimension on that side. I'm putting them on foam tape and adding them to the left hand side, but of course I'm going to use a little bit on the right hand side too. I think right now I'm just trying to decide what flowers I can save for the right hand side after I put the ones on the left hand side, and how to use them too. And this little card here, it says something about friends and good times and adventures and stuff. And I thought, well, I have the title, and normally I use alpha letters or something. And so I did consider doing something else, but then I decided this could be the subtitle. And it was cute. I liked it. And there's usually a lot of kids at their great grandma's house. I mean, that woman, ooh, she's on Senior Olympics and plays softball every summer. Yeah, I don't know how she does it, and has kids at her house all the time. I might have said Summer Olympics, but it's Senior Olympics. Yeah, Senior Olympics is what she's in. And I am going to make a pinwheel now. And of course, I need a square. And I was trying to decide how big I wanted it. And I think I finally decided on, I think it was 2x2 is what I decided on. But I'm going to make it, and then I'm going to keep looking at it. And it's got flowers on the opposite side. Well, the flowers don't really match the ones I'm already using. You can see it right there. It does not match. It's going to keep bugging me, and so I'm going to end up using some of that blue to tuck in there and cover the flowers up. And I'm tucking a piece of foam tape underneath each one of the folds so it don't flatten out when I put it in the sleeve in the scrapbook album. I want it to have a little more dimension when it goes in there and stays in there for a while. And I am just using liquid glue well, it's Art Institute glitter glue to put in the center to keep the little points down. And then I'm going to put an enamel dot there. Instead of using a brad, I'm going to use an enamel dot. And the only reason I did that was because I knew I was going to use enamel dots over on the left. I'm going to kind of put them here and there in with all the rest of those circles. And I wanted the pinwheel to have a matching dot. Instead of having something different, I wanted it to match. And see, you can tell those flowers do not go with that. I don't even know what I was thinking for a minute there. But I will come to my senses and fix it in just a little bit. Oh, and after I put that on there, of course, after I put it on there, I decided I wanted a doily, so I'm going to have to pull it up. And I didn't even bother cutting it off because I wasn't sure how much I would be able to tuck under there. And I wanted enough to show so that my pinwheel would be on it. And so I didn't want to tuck too much under there. I used the green pattern paper. The other side's got those vintage looking campers on the back, but the green works really, really good for my little leaf punch. And it does have a pattern on there, but it is tone on tone, so I like using that for my leaves instead of just having plain cardstock all the time. Starting to add the foam tape to the flowers, and I'm going to tuck the green little leaf underneath the flowers so it looks like they all come together, and then adhere them down. And the leaves are not going to have any foam tape, just the flowers. And the enamel dots, I'm going to just kind of tuck them around it here and there. And then I'm going to pull out some little tiny hearts and tuck them in there too. I wanted to, like I said, everything was like, one dimension over there because of the stamping. So I wanted to add to it and just kind of tuck things here and there around the flowers. But y'all know I like clusters and tucking and nestling. Those three things I like the best on the layout. By the time I get to that part, I really like that part. The largest cluster is in the middle, and then I'm going to have the two other ones at the top and the bottom a little bit smaller. It's not much bigger because all the flowers on that paper were not very big. So it did take a while to fussy cut since they were tiny, but they are so pretty. And I do like the flowers on the pinwheel. I just don't like them on this layout. So yeah, they're going to have to go. And yeah, this takes me a little bit. Sorry. I probably should have cut more of it out. Probably should have done the first cluster and then just hopped on over to the end of the next one. But no, I didn't. I didn't cut it out. Sorry. So unless you fast forward, I guess you get to see me fiddle. I did cut out a bunch of dead time because, yeah, and it's like I just kept walking away. Maybe I was on the phone. There's a good chance I was on the phone to have me walk away like that. But yeah, it would go off. I'm sure, and I'd think I was smart enough to turn it off. But yeah, you could tell it reached the time limits why it shut off. But I need to tell you, though, enamel dots are Echo Park, but those hearts are from Walmart, and I think they're Sticko. I'm pretty sure they're Sticko. And here's where I decided I was going to fill in with the blue on the pinwheel. At first, I thought I'd just tuck the little blue triangles into the pinwheel. Well, then I got smart and decided I could just pull it off the page and probably be a lot easier because when I tuck it in, it would be fine. That wouldn't be much of a problem, but trimming it was a little bit more of a problem. So yeah, I pulled it off so that I could tuck them in and trim them and then put it back on there. Yeah, I should have thought it out before I started. But even if I started out silly, it didn't take long. Either way, it did not take long. But I'm just gluing it back down, and I think I think all I have left to put on here maybe would be the phrase stickers that I'm going to put on here. But of course, I'm going to fiddle a while first. That's just how it is. I'm just going to add a couple of more things before I get to the phrase ones. Oh, I did find a leaf over there and I added it, and then I thought, of course, I had to add one more because I found a flower. So, yeah, instead of using the one that I tucked in and pulling it out, I had to punch one more. And oh, I decided I wanted some twine to go through there, just to add a little bit of interest. And then it will be the phrase stickers. I am sure. I'm sure the phrase stickers come next. But I am going to pull them off that odd sticker sheet, the one that don't go. And I'm going to pick out ones that are like about water, because that girl loves water. She loves going to the water park. So one of them says something about the water park. And then one says something about running through the sprinklers. And then the other one, I think, adventures with friends. I don't think all three of them said stuff about water. And then I'm going to do a layout that I wished I had one of those stickers on not long after that. But I didn't pull it off of this one. I just made do without. But I was thinking, boy, I should have bought two of those sheets just so I could have two sets of the stickers that are phrase stickers. And y'all know I like layering. So even though I consider just putting the stickers straight down on there, I had to cut some cardstock. Well, I think one might be the pattern paper, and then the other, maybe two's pattern paper and one is cardstock. I think that's it. I think the blue one has the cardstock. Of course, their cardstock is the same weight as their pattern paper, so it's not like the textured cardstock or nothing. But yeah, I'm going to add them, and then that will be it. That will be my layout. But I want to thank y'all so very much for stopping by and spending some time with me on your Saturday and diving into, I think this collection's from 2018. Well, I know it is because I looked just before I started the video. I looked in the leftovers, not the layout. I looked in the leftovers. There's no sense in looking at the layout. I cut it off of there. But yeah, I double checked 2018 for this collection on my Saturday stash dive. And yeah, see how good those um, rubber stamps do. I did it on the textured side because I wanted that textured look. So it's not that it didn't act right. It's because I wanted it to look that way. But yeah, I could have done it on the smooth side and they would have looked perfect. But I love the look of the texture showing up. And there's my banner, and see how I folded it over so that it would look like, it was doubled there, and when it really isn't. And I made sure the tips were kind of curled up just a little bit too, to give it more dimension. But if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. But have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.